Hello class of 2016. Just got home from the state track meet, so tonight's Thursday. It was a very exciting athletic event. Did very well, so nice job to all. Now as you watch this, I hope that the graduation ceremony went well. If my speech was terrible, I apologize. Hopefully this will make up for it. So I obviously wasn't able to mention everybody in the speech during graduation, but I wanted to mention a little bit about each of you, because all 60-some students that are in this class, it's been a great 4 years for me. You guys are my first class, and I truly believe that each one of you has taught me something, or I'll have some vivid memory of you for many years to come. So I'm going to run through the list alphabetically. It's not a comprehensive list. Obviously there's lots of things that I can't include on this as well, but here goes. Austin Anderson, or should I say Awesome Anderson. I'm going to remember you for being the class clown, your awesome announcements in the morning, and of course being a tiff guy, as you say. Jace Bale. Obviously, Jace, we spent a lot of time in wrestling. I remember you for that. Your breakdowns were very intimidating. You have a very deep voice, unlike mine. And sports, and then in advanced bio, you and Brian messing around. I know you're gonna remember that too. Zach Bergman. I'm gonna remember. Well, just recently, like a couple days ago, you were skateboarding in my room. I'll probably remember that. But back in like sophomore year, you were in the ag room and you dissected a squirrel heart, and you brought it into my room, and you know we talked some nerdy science about it and all that stuff. So that's definitely sticks out for me. Bailey Bremnes. I'm gonna remember the hunting stories that you used to share, especially the bow hunting stories, the last few years, and then you conning me into watching The Walking Dead the last day of school. I think that was 2 years ago, and then we always used to talk about that too. So that was great. Alanis Burish, I'm gonna remember you for all the things that you've done through FFA. I know you were kind of quiet in my class, but I'm definitely going to remember you for what you did through FFA. Joey Calkins, probably going to remember you most for you always calling me Dad, and then all the things you used to get me when I was having all those kids for Aaliyah and Drew. I appreciate that. Bonnie Chopik, I'm going to remember you most for this last year in advanced bio. It was awesome. You asked tons of questions. And then also what you did with the science club and the village board meeting, and hopefully that spirals into getting that community garden going, and you'll be one of the founding people that helped with that. So thank you. Sam. Probably the most is back in biology when we were filling the fish tank. I think you were involved in that crew, and we overfilled it. That was quite entertaining. I think we only had like 9 kids in that class, so it was awesome. And then I really enjoyed your the time in environmental bio this last year working. You did very well on lots of projects, and great time. Trina, advanced bio this year was great. Probably going to remember you most for all the art that you've done, particularly in the art room. So you're very talented. Cheyenne Cody, I'm going to remember you from way back when you used to go to the weight room I think freshman year, and then also working at Subway. You make great sandwiches. Tori, the one that sticks out in my mind is you coming to school dressed, I think that was for homecoming, in a dress. I think that's a lot of people are going to remember that. That was great. Jared, we had a great time in environmental bio, and then I'm probably going to remember you for always trying to get you out for wrestling for like the last 3 years. I know I heckled you a lot for that, but and then watching on the football field and stuff like that, I'll remember that. Dirks, Andrew, I remember you most for coming out for wrestling as a senior with very little experience. You were one of the hardest workers, and I'm definitely gonna remember you for that. Kayla Dubio, I'm probably gonna remember you most for track. Volleyball and archery are the primary things that stick out, and then in class, probably all the witty comments that you made, especially in advanced bio. Some of them were quite shocking at times, but they were entertaining. Anel, Science Club, and I still am going to keep that calendar you got me for writing that recommendation letter, and then how you could talk to anyone, and then probably remember you for your voice, even though I think I only heard it like once, but your voice is amazing, and I wish I heard more of it. Logan, you're the biology question master. The B1 enzyme, hopefully I think I mentioned that in my speech. I loved our conversations. Some of the things you were talking about were way over my head, but I enjoy that. So good luck to you. Hopefully you do something science related. That'd be cool. Tyler, I'm going to remember you most for obviously wrestling, your work ethic, and the weight room, and recently track. Just watched you run the 4x4. So that was awesome. But like I said earlier in wrestling, you are one of the hardest athletes, hardest working athletes that I've ever been around. So I know you're gonna do great. Austin Gadel, the most recent or the first ever beanbag tournament champion. That was quite impressive. And then I'll also remember you for watching you in baseball on the mound, and hopefully you continue that and do well at Stout, and be awesome to see you play ball at the next level. Gadel, Chelsea, I'm going to remember you most probably for basketball. I think that was kind of your specialty. And then recently it sticks out, I'm going to probably remember that picture that you put in Kayla's timeline, or time capsule. Yeah, I'm going to definitely remember that. Ashlyn Hale. Now, you're probably going to think that I'm going to say all of the arguments we had in environmental bio. And yes, I am going to remember those times, but that was one day, and we, out of all the other times in bio, I really appreciated your time and the time with you, and all the projects that you did in environmental bio. You were an excellent student, and I still have some of those. I'm going to keep them. So, thank you. Let's see. Brian Helminski. Keep it simple. I will, and the handshake. Caitlin Holcomb. I'm going to remember you for coming in and painting in my room quite a bit. I enjoyed that and the conversations that came with it. And awesome time in advanced bio for 2 years. So best of luck at Madison. Holte. Well, I'm going to obviously remember you for being valedictorian. You're one of the hardest working students especially when it comes to academics and athletics. But you were always willing to go the extra mile. And way back in bio first year, and then this year in advanced bio. So your work ethic, and you're just easy to talk to and fun, and I hope your speech went well. I'm sure it did. Jake Holm, I'm going to remember every morning you bringing eating muscle cookies in environmental bio. I think you had one every morning. And I'm going to remember you for weightlifting in the summers, all the time in there, and then football. That was great. Matty Ice, golf, just golf maybe. Brittany Johnson, independent studies, the microbiology, and all the extra time I got to spend there. In the conversations with that, and then you always come in and have lunch in my room, maybe not necessarily with me, but to use the microwave in the back room. So yeah. Kramer, your laugh, definitely gonna remember that. Extremely loud, in a good way. You doing well in FBLA, and then unfortunately, probably all the injuries that you got in sports. But Jordan Kuhnke, football and wrestling, man of few words. So I'm going to remember what you did on the football field and the wrestling mat. Tommy Lee Kalasa, Flappy Bird, wrestling. You can tell the story. Brady Koonsman. Probably drinking coffee. You conned me into making coffee during environmental bio, but that was awesome. Elizabeth Kais, state champ. Enough said. Hopefully you can get a couple more this year down in lacrosse. It's awesome watching you run. I definitely won't want to run against you. And mental toughness is greater than talent. But you have definitely both, which makes you elite. Cheyenne Kyle, you're the free throw expert level. Watching you during the summer go down the park, it seems like you always had a basketball in your hand. And then watching you score some points in the real games was pretty fun to see the crowd cheer like that. Dakota Larson, watching you drive around in your truck after school, and then our time in environmental bio, especially you and Warren, you guys getting into mischief, but it was a fun time. Cody, you're one of the few that I never had in class, and that's unfortunate because I just from seeing you in the hallway and other things, I think you're a great guy. Wish I would have had you in class. I know we talked a little bit about hockey, and I'm going to remember that. And then obviously I'll remember playing against you in the seniors versus teachers hockey pep assembly. Definitely wouldn't want to play against you on real ice, though. I know that. Malia, I'm going to remember you most for your art, especially the art that you used to draw during biology class. But I can't be too mad about it because it was awesome, so keep it up. Tyler Miles, I remember you most for your hunting stories, and then talking with you at Gordy's. I always like seeing kids outside. It's fun. I had fun talking with you there. Alexis Monroe, I remember you most for the race that we had during environmental bio, where I beat you with water boots on. So remember that. Kaylee Nye, from bio and advanced bio, you always ask lots and lots of questions. That's good. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. So you're always talking and participating in class, and I'm going to remember that. Peak. We had an awesome time in environmental bio. At least I did. You did awesome projects, and I think it's cool that you're going to Eau Claire to study geology. I hope that goes well. And then talking with you at Farm and Fleet. See you probably around the summer. Yeah. Oh, Brandon Peterson. Remember you from right when I came, when I was helping out coaching wrestling. Football. That was kind of when I first met you, when you were freshman team quarterback. But then obviously the time that we had during wrestling, all the conversations we had, during practice, after practice, I remember those. And then the passion is the genesis of all greats. It's definitely going to be a quote that sticks with me. Courtney Peterson, all the hard work you did with your yearbook, and then interviewing me for wrestling. You were awesome to talk to, hardworking, and you definitely did a great job with the yearbook. Stacy, I'm gonna remember you most for the time in advanced bio recently, and then that portfolio you did was probably the best I've seen in 4 years. So that was small but very impressive, and you did well in that class, and best of luck to you. Warren, I remember you most from environmental bio. Like I said, you and Larson getting in trouble, but you did teach me a lot about tree identification. And I'm a tree identification nerd, but you were still able to teach me some things. So I'm definitely going to remember those things that you taught me. And then obviously that my dad taught your dad, so that's kind of a cool thing. Dylan Ramsier, baseball slugging, and you overfilling my fish tank with Sam and those other guys. And you were in that small class of bio 2 years ago, and that was an awesome time. Sawyer, science, basically my life. That's a quote that you started, and I'm probably going to be saying that for a long time. And then, you did a lot for me being a TA, and, with the science club, you're hardworking, and can't say enough about all the things you did for me. Now I'm going to have to start working or get a few extra TAs, so thank you. Lakin, I remember you most for being quiet, but super nice. You were, when I wanted to talk to you, or people want to talk to you, you're always super nice, pleasant, and best of luck to you in the Army. I think that's awesome. So thank you for your service. Casey, I'm gonna remember you most for probably baseball. I think you're a heck of a baseball player, and I'm a former baseball guy, and I really appreciate the sport and watching you. Maya, I'm gonna remember Maya the most for talking back to me all the time, being sassy. You were very good at that. You were very good at working the being a teacher's kid. And that's a good thing, because that's not a bad thing. I'm a teacher's kid, and I know what it's like. I know the pluses and the minuses. But no, you were great. I enjoyed our time. But yeah, Hannah. You were fortunate. I did get to have you in class this last year in advanced bio, and you're super nice. I mean, that's quiet, reserved, mature, but just super nice. And I enjoyed the time in advanced bio. You did great. I'm glad I got to have you in class. Sean, I'm gonna remember you for being just super chill. Nothing really, not a lot bothers you. You're obviously an athlete. Your speed, and then hanging on Bobby. Everywhere Bobby was, Sean was. So Wesley, environmental bio, sleeping in class nearly every single day. Yeah, you know it. And then I'm going to also remember that archery shoot-off we had. That was pretty epic, and you were great. Let's see, Sage, Sakura, or should I say Sassy Sage or Sage E? It depends on the day. But I'm going to remember you most for coming in, eating lunch, and the deer painting that I'll have on my wall, hopefully for the next 30 years. So just make sure you finish that before you leave. Let's see. Brooklyn Sommerfeld. I'm going to remember you most for the loudspeaker announcement during the football game, calling me a big nerd. So, yes, you probably called me a nerd 100 times. So I am going to remember that. But I'm also going to remember the time in advanced bio, and then the independent study and all the talks that we had, and really appreciated the time with you. And best of luck. Become a nurse. Make me proud. Kayla Stangrit. Last year advanced bio, and then you also coming in this year. It was great. I think you did. I think you really enjoyed the dissections, right? But I really enjoyed the time last year, Ben, and then you took midterm, and hopefully I helped you out a little bit in that. Hayden Thompson, Haystack, I should say. Wrestling, fireman's carry. That's what I remember you for. So keep it simple. Vitense. I'm going to remember you most watching on the volleyball court. You're an excellent outside hitter, and that's what stands out for me. Gilbert, I'm going to remember you most for your contributions to the band, and then watch all the video games that you play in class and in the commons. That stuff's way above my former video game experience, so you know more than I do. But Amanda Welch, advanced bio this year was great. You did awesome. And then I'm going to remember us trying to propagate that philodendron in the back of my room, and failing a few times, but I think we both learned from it, so that's I'm definitely going to remember that. And last but not least, Eric Williams. Eric, my twin, right? No, you're great. You always brought a smile to my face. You stopped in my room, taking photos. Really appreciated the time with you, and then being a wrestling manager this last year. You did great. The highlight videos you made. So that's awesome. So that's it. Hopefully I think got through everyone. Said a little bit. Obviously there's a lot more. Apologize if I forgot a few things, but I just want, again, like I said in my speech, I'm extremely proud of this class. You are my first class, and I'm always going to remember you. I've built a lot of good relationships with you, and I look forward to seeing you guys become successful later on. And you guys are great. So best of luck to you, but don't forget your favorite biology teacher in the future. Stay in touch. Talk to you later.